I'm so sorry. Come back to me. Come back to me. I beg you, please. Don't leave. Yeah. Come back to me. Come back to me. I beg you, please. Don't leave. Yeah. Come back to me.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl Dre K, back with another vlog. So today is Saturday. It is literally 8:30 in the morning, and I am here at the facility that I am going to be doing a team building presentation to. And I know y'all like, girl, what are you doing? I have been having the desire to speak. You know, the desire to have like speaking opportunities and speaking engagements and things like that. So I've been having that desire for like 2 years now, but I haven't like pursued it. I haven't, there has not been any real opportunity for me to do that, like in an in-person setting. I had the desire, God put it on my heart. I want to start doing that for my branding and my business and living in pursuit and all of the things. So I want to start teaching the things that I teach inside of my business, but in an in-person setting. So everything that you hear me talk about on Living in Pursuit podcast, life and mindset and business and things like that, I am starting to, get some experience in speaking engagements and things like that. I wanted to start back vlogging because lately my vlogs have been inspiring me. My own vlogs have been re-inspiring me, and I've been encouraged just watching my own vlogs and seeing what God was doing in my life at the time that I was vlogging. So I just decided, you know what? It doesn't matter what's going on in my life. It doesn't matter, the stumbling blocks or the hiccups in the road that I've experienced thus far. I really just want to start back vlogging again, and I want to show people, the journey, like what's going on. But yeah, so I'm gonna start back vlogging. So today I just decided to whip the camera out and bring you guys along with this event. It is a team building exercise. I used to be a part of this organization, but I'm not anymore. But my girl Crystal, shout out to Crystal, she put me on. I reached out to her and I asked her, hey, do you know of any like speaking engagements and things like that I can get into? I'm trying to, get my foot in the door and things like that as it pertains to my business and all of the things. And she was like, yeah. So this is my practice run. Let's just say that. This is my practice run. It's not like I haven't spoken in front of a crowd before, because I have. But yeah, the Lord is getting me out of my comfort zone, and we're just gonna do it. Okay, we're just gonna do what the Lord is telling us to do. Okay? So yeah, I'm gonna bring you guys along with me today. And that's pretty much all we have planned today as far as business and entrepreneurship and things like that is concerned. So yeah, let's go. We gotta get in here and teach the people. Okay, we gotta let the people know. All right, come on, let's go. But I am heavily into life and business coaching. So I was asked to come here to do a presentation as it pertains to emotional intelligence. You can use this in YP. You can use this in your own life, in corporate America, wherever you are. But basically building emotional intelligence for effective team communication. There are going to be some crises that arise while you are planning, while you are doing your thing inside of business or whatever, especially here in YP, working with people and all of the things. So there are going to be some crises that arise. So we're going to learn how to be emotionally intelligent and how to handle those situations when they arise. As human beings, we have a default nature, right? Our thoughts, we have our emotions, and we have our will, we have our behaviors. So the moment something happens, we immediately start thinking, panicking, getting into our feelings, and then behaviors come right after that. So we're gonna just track that whole cycle. Let's get into a scenario. So a critical problem arises within your project, and your first instinct is to reach out to your team member or your team lead. However, they are currently navigating a difficult life transition and haven't been responding to texts or calls. How many times have you experienced that? You need something done, but someone is not responding, that someone is not responding to your text, and it's just leaving you in a state of panic. So what steps do you take next? You start imagining worst case scenarios. Oh my God, they're not answering the phone, so now that must mean I'm gonna have to do this. I already got this going on, so what am I gonna do? This and this and that, right? So you start to feel some overwhelm. Start getting all in the feels, right? You start to think things like, we'll never get this done. I knew I shouldn't have taken on this task. I knew I should have taken the lead. And these are fear-based thoughts. Now that you're thinking all of these things, now your emotions are responding to what you're thinking. You start to feel a little bit fearful of what could possibly happen if this situation does not get rectified, right? You start feeling overwhelmed, which causes you to begin thinking about all the other things that you have to worry about. How many of you have been in leadership positions? I know Crystal has.
Travis, I'll raise my hand for him.
So, how many times has something happened and someone needed you, but you were emotionally unavailable at the time? How did that make you feel?
It made me feel bad. Like I couldn't bring my best stuff to the table and be there to support somebody. I'm sorry to cut them.
Anybody else? How did that make you feel?
Like almost like guilty, because I feel like I signed up for this obligation and I'm not holding up my end because life is life, and so it's almost like a guilt. Yeah.
Or like I be trying to like with the guilt thing, it's like you trying to make up for what you didn't do. So it's like you're trying to add like extra stuff.
Perform.
Yeah, overperform for things that you needed to compensate for.
Yeah.
And you feel bad because you can't keep those commitments because you committed to doing something and now you're like, I'm letting this person down because I can't keep this commitment to them. And that's actually one of Stephen Covey's 13 trust behaviors is keeping commitments. And as a leader, if you don't do that, then there's that trust that might be broken. And so you have to figure out how can you restore trust that has been broken as well.
Now, also, let's put this into perspective as well. Say you're dealing with a loss. Someone died in the family. You're a leader. Something's going on with your children. Something's going on in your relationship, whatever the case may be. And you become emotionally unavailable to respond to your team. So now they don't know what's really going on with you. So now they're texting you, hey, I need you to do this. I need you to do that. How would you want your team to respond to you?
Well, I'll give a real example. Back in 2023, those who know, my grandmother completed her life journey. I was on the leadership team. I wasn't the president at the time, but I was over communications. And what I did was I reached out to the president at the time and some others just to let them know that I'm not gonna be available. I can't do it. I need time to grieve. And it was hard. So I told them, I said, I'll be back March 1st. But it's important to like make people aware of that. But there were sometimes that people would send me requests like during the year and I would just be emotionally unavailable to fulfill those requests.
In those situations, sometimes you don't know how to deal with that, right? So sometimes the leader will reach out to you and communicate, hey, I'm going through this. Can you step up? Can you do this? They will then give you direction. But what if they don't?
And think the best thing to do when you're in that situation is just be transparent. People love when you show up as your authentic self.
Yes.
So, you know, if you're truly going through something, everybody here, you know, and I think everybody who's a part of the movement wants to support you. So don't ever feel like, you know, when you are not feeling your best that you have to show up any other way, you know, or apologize for feeling grief or feeling an emotion like that, because grief comes in many different forms.
Avoidance. That's another one. Unresponsive to text, most likely on do not disturb. How many of y'all put your phone on do not disturb? I do.
Crystal.
Every day.
I called to tell me anything, girl. Answer me.
So some people are dealing with depression on your team. Some people are dealing with depression.
It's a real thing.
With all that being said, those are the things that we respond to out of our emotions. Fear-based emotions, fear-based thoughts, things of that nature. That is what we should not be doing, right? Even in your own personal life. This is something you can start practicing, becoming aware of. Okay, I'm feeling some type of way. I don't want to get out of character, so let me take some time to do what I need to do before I respond to that text, before I answer that call, before I respond to that email, right? This is something that you can do within your team as well. Work on responding to your emotions differently. Don't allow your emotions to control you. Be in control of how you react, respond, and practice emotional regulation strategies, like taking a moment to gather yourself, praying if you know Jesus,
Yes.
taking a deep breath,
That part.
taking
I
time
don't
to
say it
respond.
'cause I know how spiritual y'all was, but baby.
Oh yeah,
I takes it to
it's on me. It's on me. It ain't just in me. It's
I
on me.
takes it to the Lord.
You do this, you do that. You know, it's not a time to take control. It's a time to really be empathetic, to respond to the situation at hand.
And if I can like hop in there, that's also like super effective when maybe you're about to like vent or something like that and you need to like get it out. But I like to ask that question, like, do you have the capacity to listen to me go off?
Yeah.
Because sometimes people don't. I know I don't sometimes. So, you know, that also comes in handy, not just for things, but also for like, you know, when you're trying to manage your emotions with that person or that's, you know, your circle.
Yeah. And I feel like sometimes this can come off as unprofessional, checking other people's capacity or whatever in the professional setting. But if this was done in the professional setting, this could solve a lot of issues. I know it's like, oh, well, I don't want to check and see if they're going through anything personal or anything like that. It's just a way to say it. Hey, we have a lot going on. Do you feel you can take this on?
Yeah.
Just opening up the conversation. Ask.
That'd be my job. That'd be asking.
They don't be asking, right? But
Throwing.
right, but just ask the simple question and be the leader. Take lead in that situation. Well, no one else is asking, so let me ask, right? So your leadership, your response can help others learn how to deal with situations that are similar. When someone is watching you take the lead in situations like this, they can follow you. They can follow you for the next time. Maybe you won't be available next time, but because you were in that situation with them, watching how they handle this situation, now you have those skills. So this is a process. This is a system that we are creating, right? How many of y'all have been inside of an organization and they don't have any processes documented?
My job.
My HOA, that's why I had to come to.
They have no processes documented.
The ones that got documented.
Whenever they have a response, everybody's running around like a chicken with their head cut off. Nobody knows what to do, right? So when things like this happen, document the process, document the outcome. What happened when last time this happened with our leader, this is what we did. Document that. Put that somewhere. Put that inside of the YP document folder, something, so that if new people are coming in, and this is like a part of the sustainability plan, right? If new people are coming in, they'll be able to respond exactly how you responded. No one's, uninformed about what to do. Create a simple process of responding to crisis, responding to this. When someone's out, responding to that. Write it down. Put it on a document. I love a good Google Doc. I love me a Google document. So now that we've learned how to effectively communicate,
and respond to our emotions in a healthier way. Let's put this strategy into practice. Begin implementing this strategy now within your team to begin building a stronger foundation. I like that word. Actively work on team building activities to strengthen your relationships. This will help others identify their support system within a project. This will test everybody. A crisis will test everybody. Someone's not responding, someone's not, engaged, that lets you know what you need to know. If you are a natural born leader, that lets you know everything you need to know when it's time for you to step into the role of a leadership, right? So, different ways that you can document, and this is just, like my project management, creative side, entrepreneurial endeavor side coming in. Interactive video lessons. Watch video trainings that promote leadership, communication, and practicing self-awareness within a team setting. This is something that you can continuously do within a team. Doesn't just have to be in a crisis or today. Start implementing this now, right? Documentation, as I was saying, use this type of scenario as a way to document a process within your organization. Create a how-to manual for responding to crisis when situations arise. Quizzes and assessments, this is when the technology comes in. Build engagement by learning communication styles of each person on your team. Even, I believe that there are quizzes and assessments out there that will help you determine a person's emotional availability level. Like even, through organizations and things like that, they give you an assessment to test if you are a leader, if you are a worker, whatever the case may be. It's just like an IQ type of thing, but it helps you understand who's on your team. So collaborative learning tools. Take each scenario as an opportunity to grow, learn, and develop. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's all I have for y'all. These are all of my contact information. My little QR code right there. And yeah, thank you guys so much for your time.